Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, please.
Yeah, good evening. We can hear you.
Okay. So, because of time, we won't wait for the others. We'll try to quickly finish our aggregate function we were doing the last class. So, if time permits, I will go through the assignment we were given. Just quickly solve the four this thing that they were told to do. So I know time will not allow us to move to the pivot table, then to the dashboard. So we can do that later. So, but at least if time permits, we'll be able to solve the revenue and the rest. So I will share my screen now. So can you see my screen? Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So we got to count blank, I guess. Yes, count blank. Sorry. Count blank. So we've done that. I use this particular space to do an example. So at that moment, I think we got 12 also. So, but for the column, for one of these columns that we did, we got zero because there was no blank cell in that particular uh, data set. So for the marks, let's say we are trying to find the max salary. So it is your equal sign, which is the first thing you do when you want to try to type out your function. Equals to then max is represented by max. So max, move it to your tab. Then it's telling you number, that means range of numbers. So when you see number one, two, and it starts counting like that, it's telling you the group of numbers you want to find your marks out of. So we want to find it in the salary column, and it's all the way down. So Control Shift down. So that's selecting all your salary range, and you press your enter. So that means for the salary range, 89 893,784 is the maximum salary that for the employees. So that's how that one goes. Then the max ifs, that means with two or more criteria. So let's see. Let's say we want to find the maximum salary for the employees from administration department that are also from, let's say, Ibadan. So that's two criteria we have there. So let's quickly put that in. Equals to max ifs. You move your cursor to it, your tab. So it's telling you max range. That means the values. That means we want to talk about the salary range. Or yes, let's use the salary. So Control Shift down the salary range, comma. Then followed by it's telling you criteria range one. That means what's the first criteria we want to work with? I said we will work with department. That means administration department. So we'll select the whole department, Control Shift down, comma. Then we are working, the criteria one is the administration department. So wherever you see administration, let's scroll. Okay, I think I see one here. Then I click it, comma. Then criteria range two. That means the second criteria, the wherever, which column is it located? That means the location column. So you select Control Shift down, comma. Then we said Ibadan, right? So let's click your Ibadan. Then enter. It's as simple as that. So we have 296,670 for employees that are in administration departments that are also from Ibadan. So the maximum salary of those group of employees is 296,670. So that's how it goes. You can work with more criteria if your data set permits. So the minimum is the same thing. Minimum is essentially the same thing, equals to, let's use performance score in this respect. So, or we can use the age. Let's use age. So, mean. So, what's the minimum age? So, let's click our age, Control Shift down, enter. So, so your minimum age for all the employees is 28. That means the youngest employee is 28. So let's go for the minimum ifs. That means with two or more criteria. So let's look for the age of employees that are from, let's use logistics department and are from, let's say, Abuja. So that's two criteria there. Logistics department and are from Abuja. So equals to mean ifs. Scroll to mean ifs. That's it. Then your minimum range. That means we are using age now. We are using age. So Control Shift down, comma, criteria range one. That means, let me use, it doesn't matter which you are using as your range one. So let me use location as my criteria range one. Control Shift down, comma. Then it's telling you criteria one. That means we said Abuja. So select Abuja, then comma. Then we are going to criteria range two, which is the department. Control Shift down. It's as simple as that. If you follow whatever it is you see here, you'll be able to get it almost easily if you understand it. There is telling me criteria two. So we said we want to work with logistics, Abby. So okay, we have one here. Then that's all. Then you press your enter. So we have 28.483 as our minimum age for all the employees in logistics department are from Abuja. So I told you age, there's no decimal in age. You can go to your home tab, then okay, let's put this permanently here. Remove those decimals. So we have 28 also. So 28 because there is nothing like 28.5 in age. You are either 28 or 29. There is nothing like point 0.5. So that's how it goes. Then we have the median performance score. So we want to find the median performance score. This is our performance score column. This is our column for performance score. So we want to find the median. That means median means addition of everything together divided by the total count of the whole. employees, the whole number of employees. That means we have 3,000 employees. If you add all these together, all these performance scores 2.38, 2.39, 2.6, if you add them together, you divide them by 3,000, that's how you find your median. So let's see, but there is that's mathematically, but there is a function for it. So equals to your median. You can see median, it's telling you to select the range of numbers you want to get the median for. So, and we are saying for performance score, click the first score, Control Shift down. It's as simple as that. Press your enter. Brings your value. So we have 3.48. That's the median performance score. So 3.48. You can, so, but the performance score, we have it in two decimal place, so good. So you can leave it in two decimal place so that it's not out of place as your data set. So that's how the aggregate functions work. Before we move further, if there's any question,
Please,
please.
please, please, I want to chip in based on this meridian performance score.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, all right. For some of those people here that might not see, because when you want to check for your median performance score, you press equals to median. But for some people, when they check their Excel, they might not see the median. That means their Excel is not up to date. So, because this Excel the tutor is using is 2024. So if you did not get your own median text function in your own Excel, that means your Excel is not up to date. Thank you.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
proceed.
yes. That's true. So for some, that's why we have Microsoft 365. So if you can get that and subscribe to it, so wherever they have any update, you are automatically included. Your update is automatically done for you whenever you put on your data. So, but we know we are in Nigeria, so we like free things. So then most of us are working with outdated Excel version. But at least if you have from, I believe, 2021 also upward, you'll be able to get those functions. But if you have any Excel below that, I'm not sure. I've not worked with anyone below that uh, year. So I don't know how it goes, but if you are finding it difficult to get your median function, that means you need to update to a newer version of Excel on your system. So if there's any other question before we quickly touch that our assignment, please. Or if there's any addition, if anybody want to add anything to it, please. Okay. I think everyone is up to date on the aggregate function. So let's quickly move to this, the this is the data set for the assignment, and we were asked to get the revenue, the cost of goods sold, the profit, and the number of customers that that are in this data set. So, and how do you get your revenue? Revenue is very simple. It is your total cost of, let me put it, the total money that you realize at the end of your sales. Let's say you are working with a year annual sales record. So then all the things you've sold from January 1 up until till December 31st, that's the total amount is your revenue, all the sales you've made in uh, a monetary value from January 1st to December 31st. If you are working with annual reports, that's your revenue. That's how revenue is being calculated. So How do you get your revenue with that? Maybe you are selling, I want to relate to some easy things that buy around. Let's say you have a shop and you sell consumable products. That means products that you can consume. Let's say you sell noodles, you sell biscuits, you sell soft drinks. So let's say on January 1, you have 10 customers that visited your store, and the customer number one bought 10 cartons of Indomie. Then customer number two bought, let's say, 5 cartons of biscuit. Then customer three bought, let's say, for example, 6 crates of Coke, so and so on and so forth. So you will have it in your record as a good sales representative, as a good business owner. You must have a record, and you'll be recording it as the customers are buying your products. You have a record. So at the end of, let's say, each day, you want to, so that the calculation will not be cumbersome at the end of the year. So at the end of the day, you calculate for the people that, for the customer that bought 5 cartons of Indomie. Then let's say, for example, one carton is 1,000 naira. That means you are going to multiply it by 5 cartons that you sold for Indomie in particular. You write your amount at the front. So that's how you get the monetary values for all the products you are selling. So that's how it goes for revenue. And that's what they gave us here. You can see your quantity column. That means the quantity of goods sold. And you can see your unit price. That is the price you are selling. Each unit means one. Each unit of the product that you have. So these are the price range for each. That means one unit of the product. So for this office chair, that's the product, office chair pool, is being sold at 85,000 naira per unit. That means for one unit, per unit. For the blender B10, is being sold at 30,000 naira per unit. So that's the cost per unit for each of these products. So to get your revenue, it will be equals to your unit price, which is you click the first one of your unit price, then multiplied by your multiplication in Excel is the asterisk sign. So in my own keyboard, I have to press Shift 8. 8, number 8, that's where my asterisk is. So Shift 8, then it brings my asterisk, then multiply by quantity. Quantity. So that's my quantity. Then you press equals to. So can you see 85,000 multiplied by 1 will give me 85,000. It's as simple as that. But I want it to work to get it for all the column. So you come here where you can see my arrow is big, transparent plus. But when it gets to the dark one, the black plus, then you double click. Then it automatically fills in and calculates for all other rows up onto the last row in your data set. So you can see for the second one, Blender B10 is being sold at 30,000 naira per unit, and we sold 8 units. So it will multiply 30,000 by 8. If you use your calculator, it will give you 240,000 naira. So I'm using naira now in this respect because we're in Nigeria. So that's how it goes, 240,000 naira. Then for the cost of goods sold, that one also is, that means you are trying to calculate for, let's say you are producing the product or you bought the product. Let's say you bought it for your store to sell. The amount you bought the product from your source, maybe the manufacturer or wherever you are getting your product from, that's the cost price. The price it costs you to get your product, that's the cost price. And for you to get your cost of goods, cost of goods, you have to multiply your cost price by your quantity. You have to multiply your cost price by your quantity. So just like the revenue equals to, then pick your cost price, multiply, like I said, shift 8 will give me my multiplication sign, which is the asterisk sign, multiply by quantity, then equals to, can you see? 68,000 multiplied by 1 will give me 68,000. So to automatically help me work out the rest of the rows, like I said, double click, it automatically fills. So you can see the second one, the Blender B10, I bought each piece by at 24,000 naira. Then you multiply, then it was 8 that I had, and I sold all of them. Then you multiply it by 8. That means you bought that total quantity of 8 at 192,000, and you sold it at 240,000. That means you have made a profit in that respect. So that's how your profit comes into play. So that means for you to get your profit now, after you must have calculated your revenue, that means the total money you got after the whole sales. Then you remove your cost of getting those goods from your manufacturer or your supplier. You remove it from your total revenue. That's how you get your profit. That means all the money you spent in sourcing your products, you remove it from the amount of money that you got after selling off your products. That's how you get your profit. Then you use your equal sign. That means revenue minus the cost of goods sold minus. So press your enter. That means after selling the Office Share Pro, I got a profit of 17,000 naira. So you have to fill for the rest. Then it goes for the rest. After selling the 8 pieces of Blender B10 at 240,000 naira, I got a profit of 48,000. So that's how everything goes for the rest. Then for our customers, we want to know the amount of customers that visited our store for the duration of these data sets. We want to know the number of customers we had. So to know the number of customers is you use your count A to know the number of customers. If you want to count, so that means equals to count A, the one that has A, your tab. So let's say, okay, let's use, you can use any column to do this, any one of these column, because count A will work for the column that has alphabets and the column that has numbers. Count A works for both. So you can use any one. Let's use the one that is beside it. Very easy. So I told you when you have the ones that has value one, number two, value two. That means value means entity. It doesn't naturally means numbers. So it means entities. If it's giving you number, that means number is number. So that's why we can use any column. So you select all the rows that you have in your data set. That means Control Shift down. Can you see? Then press your enter. So can you see it comes back as 2098? That means 2098 customers. And if you scroll down manually, if you are working with a big data set, you might to scroll down is very hard. So, but this one is a small data set. Scroll down to the last. Can you see you have 2099 rows? 2099. And if you can remember your first row, which is number one here, is your header row. That means your header. So, and that is not part of the customers. Your customer is starting from row number two. So if you remove one from 2099, that's 2098. That means the first row that contains your header is not part of no customer that came to your store. So you can see we have the right number of customers here. So that's how the assignment works. And easily from here, you can Control Shift asterisk. That means it automatically selects the range of the work you've done. It automatically selects them. So
Hello, please, can you hear me?
yes, yes, I can hear you.
Please, before you go forward to that, please, I want you to add the column of months, whereby they can convert that date to months.
Okay, 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 good. Okay. So let's do before then. Okay. Tab. Um. Okay, month, right? Month.
Yes, 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 months.
So
Because in the
month.
question, they are talking about the lowest months.
Okay, okay. So this is our date. We have our date in the first column here. So to get your month there, so equals to, sorry, so we have this, can easily type it out. That means the first row in your column, in your date column rather. So you type it out, that's the value, then comma, then for what format do I want? I want the month, right? So let's use, and you can use for your month. Let's see what it brings out for us. Sorry, control. What is happening? Text.
Apostrophe should be before that M. That's why.
Okay, thank you. I believe I was so.
Apostrophe. Now the double quotes before the
Yes,
M.
yes. I was looking at what could be wrong. So shift, then, so let's use three. Let's see what it brings. So, okay, so if you use 3M, it brings the shorter version of the month. So for you, you can use the shorter version. For you to get the full month, if you use 4, it brings the full month. That means the full spelling of the month, January. So you can, if you prefer the full month, you can easily drop down. So easily drop down. But if you want the shorter version, you can do the 3 M's and put it in apostrophe. That was my error in what I was typing before. So that apostrophe with is what is actually selecting it from this particular date, 25, 2025. If you want to get your year also, that's how you use YYY. If you want to get your day, you change this to day. So if you want to get your year, that's how it goes also. So that's how to get your month out of the
We
uh,
have 10 minutes,
date.
10 minutes more.
You are saying something.
We have 10 minutes more.
Okay, okay, thank
We
you.
have 10 minutes more.
Okay, yeah, I get you. So we'll stop here tonight, and in next class maybe I'll try to schedule another class for maybe I don't want to do it in the festive period. So, but whichever way, I will see if I have the time. So we'll be able to quickly move to pivot table from here and create a quickly a unique dashboard. So like I said, Control Shift asterisk, it selects all the range. So, and another thing I want to show everybody is, let's say you have any break at the middle of your data set. If you press Control Shift asterisk, it will select and stop at where your break is. If you have a column that is empty, it will stop and break the rest of your data set. That's why whenever you are working, you make sure they follow each other. All these all the columns has something in them and follow each other. So if there's any question or any feedback, please quickly before our time runs out. Either from the aggregate function or from this particular assignment, you can let me know. Okay, I believe is explanatory enough. Someone is doing this thing again. So I believe it's explanatory enough, and by God's grace, we'll continue from here in the next class. Move to our pivot table. Then we'll quickly draw a unique Excel chart for people who are just joining our group, because we've managed to create a dashboard before in this class. So we'll create another dashboard in that our next class. So good evening and good night, everyone. On to the next class. Enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you all.